So this part is so difficult that every type shows it differently because no one believes he actually plays it like that. And no, it's not neon. This is one, a better song, and two, it's actually harder to play. So in 2006, John Mayer released Continuum, Waiting on the World to Change, Gravity, Slow Dancing in a Burning Room. But one track caught my attention immediately. Stop This Train. And the intro is this beautifully fingerpicked pattern in D major in a style that John Mayer usually popularized. Quite tricky to get down. But then he starts singing. And there is something happening. I heard something, I just couldn't wrap my head around it. I just couldn't. But eager as I was to learn that song correctly, I brought that CD with me to the conservatory where I was studying at the time. So we jumped to track 7. And there we are, me and my professor listening to that CD. He listens closely, rewinds, listens again, tries out a few things, and he comes to the conclusion, that's gotta be 2 guitars. But then 2 years later, John Mayer proves us wrong. On the 2008 live DVD, Where the Light Is, he's playing that same tune, sounding exactly like the CD, on just 1 guitar. And the weird thing is, every tab shows a different version of that verse. No one is alike, and I think they just can't believe he actually plays the chord like that. So the first challenge of this tune is the picking pattern, that John certainly didn't invent, but there was a time where everyone seemed to be copying it. I did it, you did it, we all did it. It's fun, there's no shame in copying. So instead of this, a D sus2, we do this. So on every afterbeat, beats 2 and 4, we gently hit the string with our thumb, creating a nice little drum pattern. So the key of getting this picking pattern down is being able to do 2 things at the same time. We do the slap, giving us a percussive element, and the flick of the index finger, hitting the note or a melody. So then we get this, playing D and the B string at the same time with the thumb in the middle, and then the slap and the flick of the index finger on the G string. And then we can expand it. Then at the end we do the same thing on beat 4. The slap and the index finger hitting the B string. So I'm hitting the strings with my nail, actually flicking down. So not pluck, but a hit. This picking pattern alone is already quite challenging to many. To make it sound fluent with the chords John's playing, well, it's a thing. It's beautiful. So I just see this as a vamp in D major. I think we don't really need to label the chords individually. It's just D major with some nice extensions, some dreamy sounds, a top line. It's really nice. I love how this sounds. And this is doable for you. I'm sure you can do this. But now, so this next bit is where most, if not all tabs go wrong. The bit we thought years back had to be 2 guitars. So in essence, it's the same line, but now there's a G note in the bass. And of course John frets it with his thumb. And the first chord is a bit different, it's a G major 7 like this. But the picking pattern stays the same. So here we go, we do this. And then we get this. So this chord, G in the bass, fret 7 on the high E, an open B string, fret 6 on the G string, and the G in the bass. Sort of sharp 11 sound. And this chord, ow! It's really difficult to get down. It was impossible for me before this video, to be honest. And if you're wondering, does John really play it like this? Well, have a look. That's the thumb at fret 3, the middle finger at fret 6 and the pinky at fret 7. Yep, he's playing exactly that chord. And it sounds so cool, I love the sound, and at the same time, I couldn't find a single tab that had this right. So here's one that puts a G sharp in the bass. Yeah, it's quite easy to play like this, but really? A G sharp? Like, how are you making the tabs with? And this version is the highest rated tab. What? Or one that's just omitting fret 6 entirely. No. We need the G sharp in there. That's the beautiful sound. So, and even the one tab I found that had the right chord, well, they missed out on the second chord, because the second chord is not the same as where he plays the intro. It's you slide the whole thing down to fret 4 and 5. Like this. So, to recap what's happening. We've got the top line that's doing this. A G major 7th, like this. Same picking pattern. And now my pinky moves on to fret 7, fret 6 on the G and the open B string, and still hitting that G, and it is possible. There we are, and what really helped me is two things. First, my thumb is sliding a little bit more really towards the edge of fret 3, maybe even a little bit over towards fret 4, and I notice I can still get the G note if I move it a little bit over, because I'm fretting with this bit, and that's still on fret 3. So it looks like I'm fretting fret 4, but it's actually still a G note. G, 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 G. You see, and that way my pinky can reach fret 7 on the high E. It can, right? Yeah. And now my middle finger can play fret 6 on the G string. Whew, but John, please. It's beautiful. And then the third chord, we slide that same pattern down a whole tone to fret 4 and 5, getting us a G9 sound, G at 9. And then the last chord, that is the same as before, so a G6 kind of sound, 6-9. Again, I don't think we should label the chords individually. It doesn't necessarily help us in understanding the piece better. So one time slowly, let's see if I can pull it off. G major 7th. There we are. That's the verse. And I definitely noticed in preparing for this video that if you play it a bunch of times over and over, your hand adapts to the chord shapes. You sort of stretch out your hand a little bit, making it so much more easy to play, because before this video I definitely could not do it. So there we are. So there's two things I want to add. Number one is that there is a different way to play that tricky chord. And then we have to switch up the fingerings of all the chords, because now we don't use our thumb to fret the G, but our index finger or middle finger, depending on the chord. So G major like this, and then we can do this. But for me, I could never get this as fluent as using the thumb, because you have to move the fingers, take them off again. Yeah, it's not my jam. And second of all, it is possible you just don't have the hands to do this. 99% of the time I say it's not your hands. A G major, a C major, bar chords, people often blame their hands. It's not your hands. But for this song, it could be an actual physical limitation. Because listen to what John says about his hands.
And then it's... This one is just purely like what I can do anatomically.
So if you cannot do this, don't feel bad, don't stress out. Maybe find a voicing you like that has the same ring to it, but please do not use fret 4 on the... Don't use the G sharp, do not do it. And last, I want to add, if you really want to get down to the specifics of the acoustic guitar and this picking pattern, I discuss it extensively in my guitar course, Acoustic Adventure. A guitar course solely focusing on the acoustic guitars and all the beautiful things surrounding the instruments. From fingerpicking to strumming, and awesome fingerstyle blues to amazing chord patterns and so much more. It's all in Acoustic Adventure. Check it all out at acousticadventure.com. Now back to this song, because I think this tune in general is so lovely to learn. The chords in the chorus are just amazing. G minor, major 7, I love that sound. D over F sharp. E7 with 9. Little line cliche over the A chord. Chromatic descending line. There's so many beautiful things in this little track. It's the perfect tune for me. It's so underrated. I don't understand why this isn't this most popular song. And this is why I think Stop This Train is nigh on impossible to play for a lot of guitarists, but with some dedication and determination, we can do it. We can pull this off. So please let me know what you think, and if you want to see more song deconstructions like this, let me know, share them in the comment section with me, and I'm excited to check it out. Have a lovely day. See you next time with another video. Cheers.